Hello everyone, hope you're all doing great. So I'm Saranya and in this video we are going to talk about the right joint. So in the previous two videos I've explained what does inner joint do, what does left joint do very clearly. So in this video we'll talk about the right joint, like why do we need right joint and what is the difference between left and right joint, and all of that we'll see in this video. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so if you see my screen, there are two different tables. One is the employee table, which has the employee ID, name and department ID. Then you have the department table, which has the department ID and the department name. So what will happen if you perform a right join? Okay. So now let's say this is employee table and this is the department table. You're performing a right join between them. So first, what is the right table here? If you take left and right, so this table will become the left table. This table will be your right table. Okay. So because you're doing employee department, in between that you're performing a right join. So this will be the left table. This will be the right table. So now you will get all the rows from this right table. Okay, not the columns, the rows. Okay, right now we have two different columns, right? So both of them I am taking. So now all the rows from this table will come. Then if you want from the left table, I just want the name of the employee. Then name column will come. Now whatever is matching in both of the tables, only those records will come first. Let's say 101 is matching with 101. So the employee name A will come. 102 is matching with 102. So the employee name will be B. Then for 103, 103 is matching. So you have C. 106 doesn't have a match here. So it will give it as null. 107 doesn't have a match. So you give it as null, which means what is happening here? Here, whatever the columns you want. Let's say I just want the department ID. All the rows from the department ID will come. If I want both the column names, all of the data will come first. Then whatever is matching in the left table, those records will come. And for the others, it will show as null and null. Now, how do we identify left and right tables? When writing the code, whichever the table name you write first, that will be your left table. Whichever table name you write after the keyword join will be your right table. Okay, so now this is the left one, this is the right one. Let me show it in the code how to perform this right join. Okay, so now here I have the database author. Okay, so if you are someone new, I have the code for creating all of these tables and the database in the description box in a Google Docs link. You can open that and run all of this and you will get the same tables. Okay, so all the tables are inside the author database. So I write use author. Okay, so then you have these four tables: trips, cities, customers and drivers. Okay, so let me run these. So this is the trips table where you have the driver ID, customer ID, city ID. Okay, which means this driver ID is matching with this driver ID in the driver's table. There is also driver name and the experience in years. Then in the trips table, you have the customer ID also. This is matching with the customer ID, customer name, customer rating. Then you have one more table called the cities table. So if you see, city ID is joining with the city ID and the name. So which means this trips table is connected to all of these tables using this ID columns. Driver table, it is connecting with driver ID. Customers table connecting with customer ID. Cities table connecting with city ID. Let's say if you have to bring all of these columns using a right join. Okay, so now if you come to questions like which join should I use, what is the correct type of join for this kind of problem, all of that we'll see when we are doing the practice questions. So the purpose of this video is to tell you how to write the code and how will the output look like. Okay, so now do a select statement. So now they're asking you to give trip ID, driver name, trip date, fare amount. Okay, so now what from which table these columns are coming from? Trip ID is coming from the trips table. It's not there in any other table. It's only present in the trips table. So trips table. Then this driver ID, it can come from the trips table or from the driver's table. Okay, because here you have the driver ID column. Here also you have the driver ID column. Then you have the driver name. It will definitely come from the driver's table. Then you have the trip date. This is also present. Then you have the trip underscore date and fare underscore amount. So both of these are coming from the trips table. So there is no other table where you have these records. Okay, so now you have to write a select statement. Inside the select statement, take all of these column names. Okay, so trip underscore ID, driver underscore ID, driver underscore name, trip underscore date, fare underscore amount. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 columns you have taken from. So now the actual question is that which table you have to write first. Okay, so now you can take the trips table and then join it with the drivers table, or you can take the drivers table and join it with the trips table. Both works fine. But for this scenario, I want to show how right join works. So first I'll take the trips table. Then I'll perform a right join with the drivers table. Okay, because trips table say we are taking all of this data, and from the drivers table we are getting the driver name. Okay, so this and this columns. Then after right join, you will put the second table name. On what condition? From the trips table, get the driver underscore ID and match it with the drivers table driver underscore ID. Okay, so now if I run this, I will get an error saying that this driver underscore ID column is ambiguous, which means it is present in trips table, it is present in the drivers table also. In that case, what you will do, just like you did here, you have to keep trips dot or drivers dot. Okay, so now I'll put both of them and show you how it will be. Trips dot driver underscore ID, drivers dot driver underscore ID. Okay, so for driver ID, I'm taking 2 columns. Okay, one is coming from the trips table, one is coming from the drivers table. Okay, so let's run this now. Okay, after we run this, I want you to see one thing. In trips table, what are the driver IDs we have? In drivers table, what driver IDs do we have? Okay, so let us run it one more time. So in the drivers table, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the driver IDs we have. Okay, so in the trips table, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. Okay, so now if you join, if you see here now, from the, let's take only drivers dot driver underscore ID column. So for 1, you have a match. So you're getting as 1. For 2, you have a match 2. Okay. For 3, you have a match 3. If you see here also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has the match 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct. But for 6 and 7, you don't have a match. Why are we considering 6 and 7? Because your right table is the drivers table, which means this will become your main table. So in the main table, all the records will come first. Okay, so if you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means all the details from the main table, which is the drivers table, is coming. Okay, so now because this is the right table, from the left table, which is the trips table, whichever is matching, only those records will come. Okay, so if you see for 6 and 7, there is no match. That is the reason why you are seeing this as nulls, and these also nulls, this one and this one, all of these are showing nulls. Now if you tell me, if for trips dot driver underscore ID, if I take this column, right, then this will also show me as nulls only, because 6 and 7 do not have a match, right? That is why these also will show as nulls. Okay, that is the reason why I have taken the drivers dot driver underscore ID column. Okay, so if you're doing a right join, okay, so if you're doing a right join, always take most of the columns from your right table only, and few of the columns like trip ID or fare amount, which are columns not present in the right table, those you bring from the left table. Okay, so this is your right join. So let me show you one more example. We have a table called as trips, which is the big table which we have seen. Then you have the cities table also. Okay, so let's run these. Okay, so now if you see, this is the cities table. We have the city ID, and in the trips table also you have the city ID column, and you have the city name and the state name. So this is what you want in the output. So first, as usual, write the select statement, trip underscore ID, comma, the city underscore ID can come from trips table or the cities table. Okay, then write the city underscore ID, then city underscore name, because we have the column city underscore name here. Then trip date and fare amount. So which is trip underscore date, fare underscore amount. Okay, from which table? From trips table. Okay, and then you are performing a right join with the cities table on what condition? Trips dot city underscore id should be equals to cities dot city underscore id. On this condition you have to perform the join. So now for this city underscore id I will give cities dot. Okay, and also every time it is difficult for us to write the full table name here, like here, here and here, right? In that case you can give an alias. So for trips table I give the alias as t, which means from now on trips table is called as t. You can give any alias like trp, tr1, anything you can give. Okay, so I'm giving it as t. And for cities table I'm giving it as C. So now instead of cities I can just write C. Instead of trips I can just write T. Here also instead of cities I can just write C. Okay, so if I run this, now you can see that in the cities table, first let us find out in the cities table what all city IDs do we have. In the trips table what all city IDs do we have. So first we'll check that. Okay, so now let us run this first. Okay. So in the trips table, you have the city IDs 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19. Okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19. Then in the cities table, what do you have? You have 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so if you see 11 to 15, 11 to 14 are matching in both the tables, but 15 and 16 do not have a match. So now if you see here 11, 12, 13, 14 is fine. 15 and 16 don't have a match. That is why this is showing as null. Okay. Okay, so I have another question where we need to join more than one table. Okay, so now let us see. Let's say you write the select statement first. Then comes your trip underscore ID column. Okay, so I will run all of this first. Okay, so now for trip underscore ID comes from the trips table. Okay, so trip underscore ID. Then comes your driver underscore ID. So as I discussed, instead of taking it from the drivers table, it's better to take from the main table, which is the right table. Okay, so driver underscore ID. And for this particular right join, whatever the table that you write second will be your right table, and that is your main table, which means all the records are going to get attached to that right table from the left side. Okay, so to the driver table you are attaching the trips table. Okay, so now trip underscore ID, driver underscore ID, driver underscore name. This is done. Then customer ID, customer name, customer ID, customer underscore name. Then you have city ID, city name. Then you have trip underscore date, fare underscore amount. From which table? Trips table. Okay, and to this table I am doing a right join with the drivers table. Okay, so now you can write any table first and any table second. Let's write drivers table first, and I'll give an alias as D. For this table I'll give an alias as T. On what condition? D dot driver underscore ID is equal to T dot driver underscore ID. This is one table is joined. Now you are performing another right join with which table? You have the customers table, right? So just do a customers table. This will be C1 because customers and cities, both of them, if you put C and C, it won't work. So I'll just put C1. On what condition? C1 dot customer underscore ID should be equal to T dot customer underscore ID. And also one more right join with the cities table, which will be known as C2. On C2 dot city underscore ID will be equal to T dot city underscore ID. Okay, so these are the different joins that we have done. Now for driver underscore ID, you will put T dot, and for customer underscore ID, you will put C1 dot. For city underscore ID, you will put C2 dot, because this is coming from the D, this is coming from the C1, this is coming from the C2. So if I run this, okay, so you can see that for, let's say in the previous ones we have seen what are the different type of city IDs and all, right? Let's bring that down. Okay. Right. So let us see this ones. Then you have this customers table. This is one of the most trickiest part here. Okay, so please don't skip this part at least. I run this. So from the trips table, what all customer IDs do you have? 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Okay, so I'll just write those customer IDs. 101, 102, 103, 106, 109, 110. Okay, so in the customers table, what all customer IDs do I have? 101 to 8. Okay, so please observe carefully here. Okay, so now if I run this, okay, so this is your output. Now, if you see in the previous time when you did write join, d dot driver underscore id, only with driver underscore id when you did the join, then what you have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all of them came, and for 6 and 7 it is showing as null. Okay, but if you see here, you do not have that 6 and 7. The reason is because first, when you're doing a join, it will consider drivers table as the main table. Okay. So now what it will do, I have to match everything. So this particular code will give the 6 and 7, and it will say that for 6 and 7, you have the null values. Then when you're doing a write join with this table, which is the customer underscore ID, customers table, second time you're doing join, right? So first join, you will get 6 and 7. Then when you're joining this, your SQL will think that this is the main table now. Okay, because you're doing write join. So now my customers table is the main table. So now what I should do, bring all the customers data and give the matching records from that table. Wherever there is no match, I have to give null. But then what happens again, your cities table is getting joined. Now your main table is the cities table. Okay, in that case, what will happen? First, it will give all the data from the cities table. Only the matching data will be coming from the cities table, and all others will be showing as null. Okay, so if you see in the cities table, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, all of that has come. And from this till 14, you are getting the match. Okay, just for 15 and 16, you are not getting the match. Okay, so let me show you. Instead of this, if I write this one, if I write here, okay, so now let us see what will happen. Okay, so if you see that now city ID column is getting nulls here and here. But if you see the customers column, there is no nulls. In customers ID, you have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So all of these are coming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wherever there is null, those are not coming, because your first write join will give you all the records from the right table, which is the drivers table. If there is matching records, it will give. If not, it will give us null. Like 6 and 7 will get null. Now again, when second table comes, it will forget about this table, and for the second table, wherever the matching records are present, it will give. If not, it will give null. Again, when the latest third table comes, it will forget about all the previous tables. So this table will become your main table. So from the main table, what it will do, it will try to match all of these customer IDs with the trips table, like this. If you see here, all the customer IDs, it will try to match with the trips table. And if there is a match, it will give the records. If there is no match, it will throw it as null for all of the records. Okay, so this is how it will behave for the write join. Okay, I know this is a little confusing, but yeah, once we start solving problems, then you will get a lot of clarity. The more you practice, the more clarity you get. And every time you run the code, just see the output, how many records are coming, how the output is behaving, and all of that you will have to observe. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll see about the outer join. Okay, so thanks for watching. Bye.